Hello everyone, those of you watching the replay, thank you guys for joining us. We're going to be taking a look at some of these larger stones here and kind of looking at them as if they are the same style of art because, well, they are. They kind of look like natural geological formations, don't they? But in fact, they are large statues. It's inconceivable, but that's the hook bill of a bird with the eye and the wing of the bird right there. There's another just bird head in the white. So looking at the small recessed beak that's just exposed, the large indention and the carvings around the eye, you can see the spikes around it. It's just a bird head there. It's going to be birds on top of birds on top of birds on top of somebody's head normally. Go ahead and take a look at this one here. You can see the face kind of pointing into the ground there. I'm not sure if that's intentional. Let's take a better look at it. Seeing some on the bottom layers there, of course. This is actually just a wall of carvings, believe it or not. Maybe it'll see right in the middle of the screen there, that X that's on that stone with the big darkened beak on the left-hand side, the large bird head. That whole thing right there is just a big bird head. If you look at the paint colors there, see the X, how the eye is done. I want to see what that is back there. Go ahead and take a walk over here. It's very curious bedrock. I wonder how far across it goes. What I like about it are all the lines that are in it. I believe this entire bedrock was carved into the style of these effigies. This was some type of ceremonial site. That's my belief. I believe all these lines and things, I don't think that's all natural. It's not from water erosion. I believe we have characters with birds on top of their heads printed into the stones. Maybe even with weapons in their hands. Who knows? I just know that these duck heads that are carved in, it's not natural, of course you know. You might not be able to see the art yet, so I understand if you don't. But this stuff ain't natural, folks. No, it just doesn't happen like that. Name that geological process. Also name this one. The one that gets all these same size crystals, painted crystals out here. Yeah, It's tough to explain. Well, we can take a look at some of these gateways, guys. Of course, these are all opaque on one side. So there's our famous bird. You can see how the ripples in the stone represent the wing. Might have left and right wing. Maybe some nice little faces on this section here. Let's get some more light. Neat bird. Little bug on there. Nice mammoth. Normally there's not faces staring right at us, but sometimes there are. Look at the carving in there for the eye. Hey, Wicked. Good to see you. It's like a man in a tree, right? This one's interesting. Some little characters on it. It's getting a little heavy though. Let's pick a smaller one. Just take a look around. You don't have to pick up everything, but these neat little bird shaped stones here. It's the heart-shaped bird. Classic Carolina piece. This is a nice one with the bird. So this is the bird's head folded back behind itself. It's a little dirty. It's kind of tough to see, but it's like a big goose head. And it's folded underneath itself there. You can see there. See how it represents a bird. There with its neck behind it. It's kind of weird. But that's what like a goose looks like whenever it's sleeping. It puts its head under its back wing like that. You guys have seen them in the water before. That's what that represents there. That's what the statue represents. So since this one has it's gonna have a lot of goose head on it. Of course, these little characters too. Looks like there's some paint and things still on this. You know, at first I was just like, why are all these little diamonds here? Right? Looks like there's quite a bit of texture over here, so we're gonna have some nice images. There's a good portrait of a human here facing to the left, if I can get it correct. You can start to see right where the eye should be. If this was a portrait, you can see the lashes and things coming out of it. The rest of the headdress there. It's a really nice one. Let's look at it from a right side profile using the whole stone here. The characters they had. Interesting. And some of them were just convenient to the shape of stones, I'm sure. Now, happened. So, it's a neat one. Let's go ahead and move on to a lighter one. So there are some of these pottery ones in here. That's what I think this one is. If I scrape it and it turns orange. I'm not sure. It's just a fired piece, but there are some very delicate pottery ones in here. Just looking at the engravings on here, I think I see a bird head right here, but it's kind of tough to say on this one. We see the bird here, of course. Probably an owl in some which way. Let's take a look at some of these neat crystals here. See if we can see some images pop out. Looking on the surface there for characters, pretty fancy eye. Neat duck head. You see the shape of the beak. And a human portrait with the chin, the nose sticking out, the paint over the eye, the hair coming back. There's a few human portraits here. You might be able to see another one, with this being the eye, just on the layers here. The reflection's helping me to see that. You guys see the one kind of covering it up right there, so looking at the edge of the stone, the mouth right in here, the nose. That might help a little bit. Beautiful representation. You can look on the right-hand side as well. See a few there. Left side is much more pretty. So now that we saw that portrait, we may be able to spot some of the other ones because we kind of know what they look like. Sorry, the mosquitoes are starting to get me here. Looking at that little symbol in there, trying to figure out what might that be. Pretty neat one. I really like this one that's coming out. Hopefully you guys can see that one pretty well. All right, let's check out another. It seems like there's only one of them that really reaches our modern mind that they put on the front of them. The rest of it is kind of, that's why some of them, like the original one I found, had an arrow pointing right at it. It's like they knew that there was some kind of divide in the way that our minds worked, and there was one point when we were really good at looking at the art on the stones, and then something happened where we all of a sudden weren't. Or people just joined in to North America from other places, and we're like, hey, at least put one thing on here that my family will be able to see. That's kind of a theory of mine as well there. Let's see here. It's a really neat one. One of these complicated gateway ones, but it's extremely heavy and deep in the water. Not too much I can do about it. Let's go ahead and we can go back to looking at some of these larger ones in the bedrock here. So as we've begun to understand, even these ones that are carved into the bedrock, they're also large effigies, characters. Nothing in this entire creek is natural. Nothing. All the markings and carvings and things that you see on everything, it's all done by humans. Every bit of it. The stones here on the side of the creek that were exposed during the construction still have a lot of the hashes and different markings and things on them that you can see. And of course, they're all the same effigies and faces and things all over them. I don't know why they did it, but that's what they did. We can take a look at this outcropping real quick if you'd like. I'll show you a few of the images on here. Oh, sorry. So right on the top, you can start to see just the carvings, like X's and little markings there. Just looking at the top of the stone there. It's very faint, right? But maybe like a horse's mane or something. To me, it kind of looks like a mammoth, the trunk there, but I'm not exactly sure. The problem with this, it could be a large mammoth with a lot of strings and ropes on it. Who knows what it is, though. The thing about it is it's so many things, right? As we all know. So it gets kind of tough to see, but there's a pretty neat one right here, looking up into the sky. So you can see the stripes and things on this character. as it stares up into the North Carolina sky there. Try to keep our focus for us. There's also bird heads on top of this character as well. There's a lot of different images, but whenever you tilt it really far, you can see the longest point, of course, as being the nose, the mouth, and this could be the eye. The eye could be further back, different ways, but you can see maybe the rest is all painted onto the person's face. That could be, you know, symbolic of some way. There's always a bird on the top of the head, and I think that's what we see here. If you see the round head in the circle right there, there's usually a big duck head on top of the woman's head. And I wish I could get the camera just a little further in, but it's kind of tough. But it's getting blurry, I know. I'll bring it back out so you guys can see it. So, there's a bunch of them here, and they all have this style of art on them. This one's a little tough to get to, but I can go ahead and just hop on top of this one and show you one here pointing downward to the left. You can see the carvings. The YouTube thing is yelling at me to keep it horizontal, but you can see the carvings in there and how it's kind of squared off. It's pretty neat. So pop it in the chat if there's anything that you guys want to see. That's one of the reasons why I did the live stream today is to answer any questions or show you guys anything that you might need to see or want to see. If not, I'll just keep on picking through some stuff and we'll see if we can't find some cool ones together. I see there's a couple people in the chat, so thank you guys for hanging out. Here's a brand new gateway that we haven't seen yet. Hey, Sadie. We do have a possible squirrel girl. Let's see. No, it's not close enough for me to say. There's that good totem guy. It's too close to not be squirrel girl. But let's see what we have. Incredible bird. Nice right-hand birdage. That's a nice right-hand bird there. Maybe there's some more keys or guides somewhere else on the stone, so you just keep on tilting it, moving it. Boom, the bird really comes to life. You can see the little... Sorry about that, guys. Here we are. So the image in white here we do have. I'm excited to see this. The same stone, of course. You can see how the beak comes. You can make it disappear. Then you stick it out. It's the duck. You somehow. So the person becomes the duck, or becomes. There's some incredible images on this. I see some interior. If you look at this section of the stone right here, you see the little pointy nose sticking out. There's a beautiful person inside of that little section. Of course, you guys are seeing the larger images, but right on the top there, I'm seeing something with the headdress. You can see the paint still on there. So this one's fresh out of the creek. Here we have the woman. You can see the carvings, the point for the nose there and the eye socket. So let's go ahead and take a look at the portrait. I'm seeing them point to the left right here as well. So where my fingers are wiggling, see the nose of the character in white. Forgetting about this one that we're looking at here. Let's move to this one. So the eye carving right here for this character and the open mouth. So look what happens when we tilt that just a little bit. This is much like the original gateway. It has the character painted all over it. You can see these coming out. Very neat. This is a cool one. Thanks for hanging out and checking it out with me. This is a nice one, so You can see all the black hair that I'm holding in my hand, the chin of the character, the mouth, the nose, and the eye. It looks like a woman to me. This is a kind of a cartoon, I think cartoon shape. Look at the black, the way that the stone on the black is red and black, and how the stripes are coming back. This is a portrait of an ancient human, a stone representation. It doesn't look like it, as you guys know. So I just really like that one. I really do. I think it's amazing. Can you guys see that pretty well? I mean, to me, it's plain as day. It does look different. It doesn't look like a, you know, like something modern, but you can tell that this is a Stone Age person, right? Like, I don't know. To me, it's pretty obvious. Sometimes I'm not so sure. I mean, I don't know. I know that you guys here subscribed, of course, can see it really well, but it's just, I just sometimes I have trouble understanding how no one like other people don't see this. Like, well, I think that, you know, I was watching The Matrix the other day, and they're like, some people are just not ready to be unplugged. That's what Morpheus told Neo, and they'll fight like heck to keep the system running. I feel that sometimes whenever I post something, like a short that gets a lot of attention. Yeah, they block it out perhaps. I'm gonna get her into some light, and maybe we can, there's gonna be more on this too. That's what's neat about this colored one. Like, now that we see this, the way that the art is, we see the style of it. There's going to be more that we can spot out that are looking like this, and that's freaking cool, man. That's cool. I don't care who you yeah, right? Looks like mom, you know. That's somebody's mama. Look at the way the sun hits the hair. Try to keep her in focus for us there. Yeah, we can take a look around just a little bit more too, and since we've been looking at her, the other images come out very well. You can start to see all the carvings all over this. Generations of people, characters, and icons. Pretty neat one in the white. Kind of weird. Let's change the distance on that one and see if we can get a better visual. There looks like a forward-facing image if we point it like this, but I'm not so sure. It's hard to say, but she is kind of undeniable. Undeniable. All right, let's go ahead and check out some more, guys. It's kind of deep over here. Yeah, city. We're coming out. I'm just gonna wrap it up, but now there's a couple people here, and now I feel obligated, of course. And we can go ahead and check out a spot down. Gateway ones. So we're gonna these crystals. Some of them are just still in the ground, of course. I like to get the ones that are in the river with at least one side covered, because I get a good, fresh, clean picture of them usually. So this one's going to be a little too tough. Not super defined. I always take a look at some of this stuff because I'm never sure. Sometimes it turns out to be metal. It's a crystal with all kinds of X's and things on it. Markings. It's high-level stone. We haven't taken a look at these big pieces of bedrock, but as we were talking about earlier, this bedrock, as you guys know, with all these X's and things on it, that's not a natural. This whole bedrock of this river here was cut and carved. This right here is one of these little face statues sticking out of the bedrock. I can kind of keep it right for us. The little thing was yelling at me again for keeping the screen to the side. Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to keep it like this, but there are some images in there. It's a little tough for me to get it down to show you. Here's a really nice little bird just sticking out of the ground. You can see its beak and the here. When it's staying in the water, you can see it pretty well. The tail just comes up, and then there's of course more to the story stone. Is this the same giant mammoth, or is this a different one? It's of course a giant mammoth with its big wavy trunk. Some other things going on here as well. It's kind of a nice one, really. Human portrait. You see how the nose looks long and exaggerated? Kind of looks like a bird, but it's not. When you tilt that nose, though, you start to get the neat portraits. Let's see what we can find here. See the jawline here, of course. So sorry about that, guys. I got a little bit of. This is kind of a tough one, a weird one. I do like the giant bull mammoth, though. It's normally what that shape is. Perplexing, this profile. I don't see any of the other details except for the profile. That's odd. It's like Sand's eye and everything. I'll try to get out of the reflection there so you can see all these blades that I'm able to see here. Giant blades, big, huge hunks of crystal. Lots of little deer prints. Go ahead and wash them off just a little. Seeing a surface image here with, of course, the giant eye that you guys can all see. There's a right side profile using that same huge spiral carved out eye. That's nice. Let's take a look at this one together. So we have our bird head to the left. You can see how the crest in it comes up. It's a beautiful color on this. It's a really nicely done crystal. You guys can see all the carvings and things that are done into it. And as we tilt it, it really starts to resemble that bird. Let's go ahead and find our other image. There's quite a few of them. So not even looking at the edge of the stone, but on just this edge, you can start to see it's the way the characters are placed on there. All these little ridges and everything are more faces. This one just has one big guy on it, among other things. You can see the little squiggly lines there coming out for his eye, the paint still. Have some interesting fellows here with some guiding flat spots. See these flat spots? So we put these flat. When we take a look at what we have, so looking up at this portrait, you can see how the portrait comes out there. There's going to be a few things on here, though. It's a nice right side profile of just the cool cat in the yellow face. That's one cool cat. He's always hanging about. Really, really like the colors and all these little, who knows what that is all about. I could see it represented when we use it for the bird head. This way, of course. But I don't see, I know it goes to a lot of other images as well, and I'm kind of excited to find out what those might be. The crest comes out really well. You guys see this giant bird head here. Everyone's like, where's the napped edge? Well, it runs up and down every single one of these. Beautifully painted crystal here. All right. Hate to just put it right back down into the river, but that's what we do. Try to take a look at some of these, they look like bricks and blocks that are kind of, well, carved, right? I'm on the lookout for weird materials, clays, and of course these gateway examples here. This isn't a crystal, of course, but it has some neat triangles and shapes on it. I thought I could check it out. So the gateways are these white crystals that are painted black and orange and red on the other side of them. So every single time these gateways are black on one side, like opaque, and then left with color on the other side. So I'll try to find one here, another one. But that's what's interesting about these gateways, is that every single one of them has the same little characteristics of being black on one side and left to be with the color on the other. Not completely left to be yellow or white, but this is a nice little totem guy just sticking out here. So just think like Easter Island style. You can see his lips right here, the way his nose is done. And then there's different things for his eyes, but the thing that I'm noticing right off the bat is the big triangle there for his eye. But just a big grumpy totem fella with his nose deal right there. Yeah, I mean, this is, a lot of this stuff does kind of have Easter Islandish look to it. It has a look of like all cultures, which is interesting. It has a lot of different looks, I guess you could say. I got bird on bird, double bird here. I see two beaks. What the heck is this thing? Weird one. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Like some of these, they just kind of freak me out. I'm like, all right, who was carrying some weird shit like this around a while? Like, why? Why do you have to have something that creepy looking? I don't get it sometimes, it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable, makes you guys uncomfortable. Oh, well, what are you gonna do? Interesting one anyway. I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but yeah, sometimes there is some dark energy stuff going on. So you saw that crazy eye thing that was in there, right? So that's part of the ancient clay, the ancient stuff that's in there. That's why you saw it so well and we don't see it anymore, is because I just dipped down and washed it out, but I guess there was something in there. And that is something that kind of got me clued into that there was some stuff going on with this in the beginning. That looks like a damn baboon. I don't care who you are. That looks like a fucking monkey. Excuse my language. But if that's not like a howling baboon, then I don't know. I don't know what is. Look at, it's got its open mouth. Like, I think it even has teeth. I'm fairly certain it's teeth. So, okay. So now, geez, City Rock Honey, don't encourage me. I mean, is this for real? Am I for real? Is this like really happening? Ay, ay, ay. Well, I don't know, guys. I think I need to go ahead and retire today. It's getting to be a little too much. This is kind of freaking me out. It's a lot to know about all this, and it's just all sitting here. You know, you just want to scream from the top of the roof, but you can only scream so loud before you get annoying. So, I don't know. It's a pretty neat one. Maybe I'll go get that alligator, and I'll get this one here too. And I'll try to make a good video where I just show all these different ones. I mean, this is one, if I was going to write a book or something, this is one for the book. The alligator's one for the book. There's a few of them that are kind of undeniable. And I think doing all this live too, not just right now being live, but just having everything, all the videos going up almost as I take them, it's kind of important for the, credibility of the whole thing. So, all right, guys, with that, I think I'll leave you. I appreciate you, especially City. Thank you guys for coming out and typing in the chat, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.